Hello, friends. Your old Uncle Andy here, coming to you on Thursday, February 27th, with what we hope are some winning sports picks. We have done a great deal of homework today, so we are going to get right into it. We have a lot to discuss. We really have our facts in order here tonight, and we wanted to try to get these games out to you prior to most of them starting. Some of them start at 7 o'clock here very shortly, so we wanted to try to get these winners out to you. We hope you tailed last night and followed us over on Twitter. We did not make a video. We were a little busy with youth sports. I'm sure everybody knows how much fun that is. And so we did post the plays to Twitter. We went 3-1. All of them were plus money plays, so we got about 3 units of profit. We were one play away from a perfect night, in which case we would have done the all the moves got there dance. We haven't done that on the video yet, but I promise the first night we sweep the board, we will do the dance and post it, and it will become a viral sensation. So yes, keep on following us over at Uncle Andy Sports for future winners. A couple plays here right off the bat. We do have Indiana, Purdue, Fort Wayne, Central Connecticut, and Vegas third tier period team total over 1/2 goal. In other words, we just need the Knights to score a goal in the third period. And we'll revisit that Knights game against the Blackhawks in a moment. But I did want to go over a couple of these plays and justify everything we're doing here tonight. Everything here is not thrown up against the dartboard. We're not listening to touts on Twitter. We'll certainly maybe listen to what people say, but not just blindly tail people. Certainly investigate everything and vet it. And we have done our homework here tonight. And starting with Central Connecticut on the money line in this small parlay. Central Connecticut is going to play a vital role in most of the parlays that we play this evening. But I think they're the Blue Devils of Central Connecticut, or maybe just the Devils, some sort of devil. But they're 10-2 at home straight up. They're 16-3 as a favorite, and they're 12, and I believe it was 2 in conference play. They beat their opponent tonight, Lemoyne, beat them by 23 points about a month ago. Lemoyne, on the other hand, is only 2-13 as a road team. They're 4-15 as an underdog. They are 4-10 in conference play. So, in other words, all the trends are pointing towards Central Connecticut. They should roll tonight. They're laying 13 points. We just need them to win straight up for these parlays. I think you'd be okay to lay the 12-13 if you wanted to, but that's not how we're going to do it. Again, we're going to have Central Connecticut in with Rutgers plus 11.5, minus 115. And I really like Rutgers tonight. By no means do I think Rutgers is going to go to Michigan and win the ball game at the school up north. I don't believe that, but I do think Rutgers is going to keep it close. Michigan has not beaten a team by 11.5 points in over a month now. Michigan is winning games. They're winning them close, though, and I think they're going to win this game close. Rutgers also has covered the number in the last 4 matchups with Michigan. So all the trends pointing towards the Scarlet Knights. I am going to go with North Carolina A&T tonight. Teased. Also Central Connecticut just winning the game. But I do like North Carolina A&T at Northeastern this evening, plus the 11.5 points. I'm not really sure why North Carolina A&T is getting quite this many points. They beat Northeastern outright here just a couple weeks back. Now, again, I think Northeastern is going to win the ball game, but I do think A&T keeps it pretty close. We do have a juice reducer parlay tonight, again with Central Connecticut and also with Grand Canyon. I didn't want to add too much onto this juice reducer parlay because it would all have been college basketball. And frankly, there are a lot of good close games tonight. And I think these actually, what we've already mentioned, and these two are really the only college basketball plays we're probably going to have. It's got an implied probability of 80% that it should hit. So again, something crazy could happen. I debated putting Central Connecticut first half and game in to this parlay, and it certainly would have helped the payout. But I got burned on that a few weeks ago, Central Connecticut. They lost the first half of a game where they were favored, I think, by 16, 17 points, whatever it was. Ended up winning the ball game, but that didn't do us any favors in that bet. The other half of this juice reducer parlay, Grand Canyon, I really love them tonight. They are 14-1 at home, 18-5 as a favorite, 10-2 in conference play, and they've won the past 6 meetings against their foe tonight, Texas Arlington. UTA, on the other hand, they are only 3-9 on the road. They're 4-10 as an underdog, only 6-7 in conference play. Not too bad, but certainly all the trends pointing towards Grand Canyon as well. So we're going to take Grand Canyon and Central Connecticut and hook them up with all these things. And we're going to go with San Jose, Montreal, both second and third period over. Both these props for both teams hitting about 69% this year. Both squads are in the top 10 this year for third period goals against. And that's not all because of pulling the goalie and empty net shenanigans at the end, which you see a lot of in the NHL. They're just naturally, organically giving up these goals because they're that woeful. Of course, in the NHL, as all sports, it takes two to tango. We need someone to score these goals, but all the trends are pointing towards second and third period over up in Montreal tonight. Buffalo and Carolina, third period over. I love this tonight. The teams are also combined 69%. In other words, 78 and 36 on third period overs. Sabres are third worst in the league about giving up third period goals. They've given up 71 third period goals in 56 games. Canes top 10 in third period goals for. Add to it the fact that they're home tonight and they've scored 40 third period goals in their 28 home games. All the trends point towards over. I do like the Buffalo Sabres and the goal and a half tonight in Carolina. Kane's not playing all that particularly well since the break, and Sabres actually have put together a few nice wins since the All-Star break. We'll go ahead and take the Sabres and the goal and a half, maybe try to get this thing to overtime. There's always a risk when you're playing the puck line underdog that somebody's going to pull the goalie at the end of the game. You might see an empty netter. You end up losing the thing by two. That's why they call it gambling. It's a chance I'm willing to take. Love the Winnipeg Jets again tonight at a very cheap price. In the parlay, it makes them a plus 116. A lot of people not really down on the Jets, but the Jets have won over 10 games in a row now. And people rightly saying, well, they got to lose sometime. They're on the second half of a back-to-back, but they're playing a terrible Nashville team that has done squat. They're out of it. I'm sure if you pulled these Nashville guys and gave them truth serum, they wish it was already April 15th and they were booking their vacations for Tahiti or wherever they're going. Um, they're done. I just like the Jets tonight. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Again, I like the Jets and the Nashville Predators, third period over, 1.5. Teams hitting this prop 63%. Winnipeg did let me down last night on this third period over prop, but I do think you're going to see maybe some tired legs tonight with Winnipeg being on the back end of a back-to-back. Good chance the backup goalie plays as well. So I do think you're going to see some third period goals here. Calgary, Tampa, third period over 1.5. I like this as well. The teams hitting at this prop a combined 70% of the time. Tampa is fourth best in third period goals in favor at home. They've got 34 and 29 games. And Calgary has given up 66 third period goals, better than one goal a game, in 57 games. Love the Florida Panthers tonight. Love the Flyers. Flyers playing some really excellent hockey. At some point, I think the Flyers come back to earth. I just don't think it's tonight against the Penguins. Penguins kind of a rough outfit, and I think John Tortorella has got the Broad Street Bullies playing well, and I think they keep it going tonight. Vancouver, Anaheim. I like that to go under the 6.5. I think you would probably be okay to go even the under 5.5 as it was posted. Vancouver on a back-to-back, so that's always a little questionable with an under, but I do think this game stays under. The aggregate total goals in the last 5 games for these two teams combined is 4.3 goals per game. So that's another reason I think it stays under. Got a big parlay cooking tonight. I like this parlay, love this parlay, and I've also got it in a round robin. We'll explain the justification behind it here in a moment. But getting back to that third period over, we mentioned in Chicago, Vegas earlier, over 5.5 in the Blues and the Capitals. Love the Wild and Utah Hockey Club first period under 2. Then we like the Isles and Boston to go over the 5. The parlay pays plus 532. The round robin, we're risking 6 units to win 13.82 units. And I do so love the top plays of this parlay, the over in Chicago, Vegas, the under in the Wild and Utah. We're going to play them on its own separate private parlay. Debated starting another ladder challenge with this, but you can only play ladder challenges so much. I can't seem to get past about the third rung with these ladder challenges. So they're only costing $5 each, but still, it's principle of the thing. So we'll go ahead and take those items in a parlay. So the justification behind this parlay. Chicago and Vegas in third period overs, they're a combined whopping 81% between them. The Blackhawks are second worst in the NHL in giving up third period goals, and they are the worst in giving up third period road goals, 43 goals in 29 games. That's not good. Vegas, meanwhile, tied for second best in third period goals for 77 in 58 games. Pretty good. Um, Minnesota and Utah first period under. And I really like this because they're 61 and 56 combined in first period unders. On the road, the Wild are the number one team and not allowing first period goals. They've only given up 18 first period goals in 31 games. That's pretty good for a road team. Utah has also only scored 23 first period goals in its 29 home games. It's not good. So that's one reason I do like the under there. We are going to go ahead and share our handicapping behind the NHL Grand Slam tonight. The Grand Slam being all of the goals scored tonight. In other words, the total across all the games. The book set the number at 73 and a half. I do think it's going to eke over. It's going to either eke over or eke under. I don't know which eke we're going to see, but I'm hoping for my sake it ekes over. It was chalk to the over, juice to the over at minus 115. And so I got it. And combined it together for a plus 109 payout. So that's what we're going with. My personal handicap on it is 73.88. But one thing that kind of got me going towards the over was number one, the aggregate total. If you look at all the teams playing tonight and look at their aggregate of each of their last five games, put it all together, it's 6.25 goals per game. Added all that up, and it's 75 goals. So that's one reason I like the over tonight. Something else that sort of tickled my fancy with the over tonight. If you took the season series, in other words, some of these teams are playing for the fourth time already this year. This is going to be their fourth matchup. You take all the times these teams have met, and some of them haven't met, if they're not in the same conference or whatever. But these teams who have played tonight, look at just those games. Those games are totaling 7 goals per game. So now put that together. Now you're talking 85 goals. I don't think we're going to see 85 goals, but I think that reinforces my belief that we are going to see some goals. I don't think we're going to see 70 goals a game, but I do think we're going to squeak over that 73 and a half. Also, we've got some high octane teams playing tonight. You got the Blue Jackets, you've got the Red Wings. They give up goals, they score goals. You've got teams like Washington and St. Louis, and one reason I threw them in the parlay. In their last five games, the Blues, the totals have been 7.2 goals on average, and the Caps, it's been 8.2 goals on average. Now, I don't think we're going to necessarily see 8, 9 goals tonight out of these guys, but certainly I think we'll see 7, 6, and that'll help get us to the number that we need. So I do like the over tonight. And I've been debating this. I didn't put it on the board, but I'm going to go ahead and throw it in there. We're going to go ahead and play the Columbus Blue Jackets tonight as well against the Red Wings. Um, it's the mom's trip for the Blue Jackets, and these are things you would only know by reading blogs and whatever else. But all the moms of the players are on the trip. Usually that bodes well for a hockey team. Mom's trip, dad's trip. It's also a little extra special tonight because Johnny Gaudreau's mother is also on the trip, and I think that could help to inspire the team a little bit. So Jackets playing good hockey lately, so we're gonna go ahead and roll with the Jackets at a plus money price. That's all for me. I know it was a longer video, but I did want to get all this information out to you. Um, Not much. Get yourself to the pay window, get yourself to the betting window, and if you tail me to the betting window, we will cash tickets together. Have a good night, everybody.